Basically, one form I want to talk about is because I was at the hospital and I was a little bored because my dad was on medication, so he was sleeping a lot, but I had to be in charge to make sure his knee got better. I saw a form come in, an important message from Medicare about your rights. So you need to realize that you need to read things before you just sign them, or you can get caught with a drive-by. So one of the things I saw was the gentleman came in who was a physician. He was there for no more than 30 seconds. The nurses did a phenomenal job. The doctors did a phenomenal job. As a hospital inpatient, you have the right to receive Medicare coverage services. This includes medically necessary hospital services and services that you may need after you are discharged in order by your doctor. You have the right to know what these services will be, who will pay for them, and where you can get answers for that. Be involved in any decision about your hospital stay and know who will pay for it. So anyway, my friend H, we'll just call him H William, that's as far as I'll go on that, sends me an article about the New York Times wrote last week. Patient advocates help navigate healthcare. So basically what they're doing is people are hiring now an advocate to help them get through this maze of medical bills. So you need to know your rights, your Medicare discharge rights. Planning for your discharge? During your hospital stay, the hospital staff will be working with you to prepare you for a safe discharge and arrange for services you may need after you leave the hospital. When you no longer need inpatient hospital care, your doctor or the hospital staff will inform you of your planned discharged date. Well, remember, I repeat, you need to be in the hospital 3 nights, not including your discharge date, in order to be approved to go to a rehab facility, a skilled nursing facility. If you are not, you will pay for the days remaining. Medicare will not pay if you are discharged too early. So unfortunately, it's like an oil change these days. The beds are limited, so they're discharging you so quickly. All right? You do have rights for that. You can file an appeal any day of the week. Once you speak to someone, you can leave a message for the appeal has begun. If you feel, and this honestly is true, you feel you cannot get discharged because you and your loved ones are not properly prepared. All right, so let's go over this because producer Tom and I were talking during break. Who's pulling out of the exchange? As you know, the Affordable Care Act, or Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, establish exchanges. Exchanges are your tax dollars that are giving a tax credit. A tax credit, advanced premium tax credit, is what you are getting a discount on your insurance. So instead of getting a tax return, you take the return in advance and get lower premiums. Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, all pulling out of the exchanges. Why? Because it's just a loser. I told you the fabulous story about Dr. Peter Jacoby. He doesn't know what anthem you have, whether it's an exchange plan or off-exchange plan. You go into the hospital, you break your leg, you break your arm, something, and you've got a couple $1,000 bill, and you're only paying $100 a month for your premium. Well, that's $1,200 in and $15,000 out. Anthem's, that's a loss. You can only sustain such a loss for so long. You can't keep up the losses. So what happened was, and my friends at Ojo's will always plug me, I listened to your story. The young kids didn't buy it. The youth, the millennials, is that what they call the young crew producers? Millennials? Yeah. You millennials out there didn't bite into or drink the tonic or whatever, bite the apple, whatever the term is. You were supposed to buy the insurance, but instead you said, no, I'll just take the $95 fine. Well, it wasn't like 5 of you out there. It was millions and millions and millions. So they bet on the wrong crowd. The ones who did buy it because they were all sick and people had pre-existing conditions and they were older, you bought the insurance and then you used the heck out of it. I'd like to say a different word, but it's an AM talk show. So anyone has any questions on their claims, if you are retiring shortly, I'm going to go over that in a few minutes. You are a scared senior. Unfortunately, it's not all roses and champagne and caviar. Sometimes it's a discharge from a hospital. If you feel, and I always feel they're letting you out too early, no harm to the hospitals. I love you both. I was born at St. Mary's, and Dr. So-and-so took great care of my dad. But I am not a nurse. I am no Robin Sills. I can't take care of my dad. I need him to stay there. If you feel you are being discharged, planning for your discharge, if you think you are being discharged too soon, you can talk to the hospital staff, your doctor, and your managed care plan, if you belong to one, about your concerns. You can talk to your fabulous insurance agent, Michael Regan. So if you think you have the right to appeal, you simply appeal your case. All right? Everyone have a pen? And if you don't, you can always call the office, 757-6099. So here's the phone number. And again, we'll have it if you can't get it. If you feel you want to stay in the hospital, talk to your case manager. You can call 1-866-815-5440. That's the national. That's Levanta LLC. Or you can always call the local hospitals at Case Management, 573-6000 for Waterbury Hospital, or 709-6000 for St. Mary's. It's been another Blue Ribbon Show. I will talk to you in 2 weeks. Producer Tom, great job. Lee Sue, another fantastic job as usual. Thanks for listening. Talk to you in 2.